Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're doing tonight?
Well, we're starting a new week, so we're doing a regular Psalmy episode.
Yeah, we're still in Psalms.
Yeah.
Psalms.
What's the Psalms or Psalms?
The psalm with the psalm, the bang,
the
diggy. Yeah, we're doing Psalms 45, 46, and 47 tonight.
Okay.
And I have some interesting news on one of them.
I'm looking forward to the interesting news.
You should be. Like, I ran into the room and I was like, hang on, I gotta look at something. And I grabbed the physical Bible, which I never do.
Yeah.
And your face when I was doing that, and I was like, I can't tell you.
Well, with the Bible, I don't know if I should be concerned or excited, you know?
This one's kind of exciting, honestly.
Okay.
But I couldn't say anything, and you were like, what's going on? And I was like, just wait.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and find out what this interesting shit is.
Okay. All right. So here we are getting back into our Psalm of Psalms.
Okay.
And we are starting with Psalm 45.
45.
For the director of music, to the tune of Lilies.
Lilies, huh?
I didn't see a single note on that, so I can't even tell you what that is.
It's Lilies. Don't you know Lilies?
It's a song.
It's a song.
You know the song Lilies?
Yeah.
Of the sons of Korah.
Okay. Right. We're not in David stuff anymore.
We're in that section.
Right.
Mm-hmm. A maskil, which didn't we...
We decided that doesn't mean anything,
right.
So we don't know what it means.
It's a thing. It's a person or a thing.
It's something.
Or a direction or an instrument.
Sure.
Or a fart.
Yeah.
And it's a wedding song.
It's a wedding song.
This is a wedding song.
Okay.
Okay. My heart is stirred by a noble theme as I recite my verses for the king. My tongue is the pen of a skillful writer. You are the most excellent of men, and your lips have been anointed with grace, since God has blessed you forever. Gird your sword upon your side, O mighty one. Clothe yourself with splendor and majesty. In your majesty ride forth victoriously in behalf of truth, humility, and righteousness.
This is a wedding song, right?
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm. Let your right hand display awesome deeds. Let your sharp arrows pierce the hearts of the king's enemies. Let the nations fall beneath your feet. Your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. A scepter of justice will be the scepter of your kingdom. You love righteousness and hate wickedness. Me too. I also do that.
Yeah.
Therefore, God, your God, has set you above your companions by anointing you with the oil of joy. All your robes are fragrant with myrrh and aloes and cassia.
Joy oil, huh? Interesting.
From palaces adorned with ivory, the music of the strings make you glad. I know I'm glad. Daughters of kings are among your honored women. At your right hand is the royal bride in gold of Ophir.
There's the woman. It only took, 3 minutes to get there?
Right?
Okay.
Listen, O daughter, consider and give ear. Forget your people and your father's house. Because, you have to desert them now.
Yeah.
You're coming to live with us.
Yep.
The king is enthralled by your beauty.
Sorry.
Honor him, for he is your lord. The daughter of Tyre will come with a gift. Men of wealth will seek your favor. All glorious is the princess within her chamber. Her gown is interwoven with gold. In embroidered garments she is led to the king. Her virgin companions follow her and are brought to you. They are led in with joy and gladness.
Because they got that joy oil.
Yummy,
Yep.
yummy. They enter the palace of the king. Your sons will take the place of your fathers. You will make them princes throughout the land. I will perpetuate your memory through all generations. Therefore, the nations will praise you forever and ever.
That did not sound like. I mean, like, that was very unwedding-y.
It was.
Like,
it really was.
There was not, like, woman, you're going to be good to go now, and you forget your family, so.
You belong to this man. You did belong to that man. Now you belong to this
But
man.
the rest of it is about him, because he's just, badass and awesome.
He's awesome.
But the rest of it, is not about this union. We don't give a shit about that.
No.
You're obviously going to marry him and have children with him, so.
They didn't know what love was back then.
Right.
They hadn't invented love yet. I wonder what year love was invented.
I don't know. I wonder if that part of, well, no, it had to be after the flood, for sure.
I mean, this is after the flood.
Right.
So how long after the flood?
I don't know, but it was definitely after the flood.
But was
because you can't have love when you drown the entire world.
Right.
That can't be a thing that exists.
Okay, but here are people that are only getting married to trade women, like Pokemon cards.
Yeah, it does feel like it was like maybe post Old Testament at least.
Yeah.
Because I don't see a lot of love. Well, I mean, there's love towards God according to the Bible.
That's not, I'm talking about like getting married,
like
partnering up
love.
for love.
Right.
Well, not even man-woman love.
Partner love.
Partner love.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I misspoke.
You did.
I did.
Like romantic love, like partnership love.
Yeah.
Like I want to spend my life with you and do finances with you.
There's a small problem with this.
What?
It's that the Bible does not respect women.
Oh yeah.
So
for them, love still hasn't been invented even today.
Yeah.
That reminds me, this is a little bit off topic, but we both happened to listen to the same story today.
We did.
About Beth Moore.
Yeah.
And you weren't really familiar with her name.
I was not.
I was because when my mom became a super Christian,
yeah.
I knew of her as a Bible study guru person, and churchy ladies across the country would clamor for her Bible study curriculum. So if you ever went to ladies' Bible studies, they were her curriculum.
Well, that makes sense. I would not have heard of her because none of my family became super Christians.
Nor would you have gone to a ladies' Bible study.
Nor that, yes.
Right. So, I want to be fair here. I was of split mind about her. On the one hand, she's a very good speaker. Yeah. And I didn't hate listening to her speak. And she seemed very sincere.
And she was definitely more progressive than a general.
I'm not there yet.
Okay, sorry.
I'm still speaking about her during my time.
Got it.
When I was first listening to her as a Bible study person.
Okay. Yep.
She was a good speaker, and I enjoyed hearing her take on things just because I was really into comparative religions and philosophy and interpretations and stuff.
Right.
But of course, she didn't appeal to me because Baptist.
Yeah.
And she was the southernest of Baptists.
Right.
And she had the hair and makeup and nails to go with it.
Yeah.
So that I found unappealing. So the news story now that we both listened to, I think it was, you said on NPR?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't remember.
It was like the
where
weekend edition, Sunday edition type thing or something like that.
Yeah. And apparently when the Hollywood Access tape came out, she was like, "Excuse you?
Right.
I don't think so." And so she started questioning why all the church leaders around her were still following Trump, even though he was clearly a despicable human being. And she had suffered, sexual assault as a child and molestation as a child.
Right. And she spent a lot of time counseling people that were going through that too.
Yeah. So she's like, this is not good. This isn't right. This isn't. And so she started getting like a lot of death threats and fell into disfavor among the churchy crowd, which is just to me amazing because I'm so familiar with this person and her name, and I didn't hate her by any means. I just wasn't a fan.
Well, my understanding was that she fell out of favor with them at the same time that there was a controversy in their church. They had a church gathering or whatever of all the churches or whatever, and there was some problems with pastors molesting children and stuff. So they chose to make the focal point that they rallied against her not being able to preach in front of a congregation.
Right, because
instead of dealing with the other thing.
Women were supposed to not be preaching anyways.
Right, but I mean, I just, it blows me away. They chose to focus on that and not the child molestation thing.
Sounds about right.
Like,
that
Jesus
tracks.
Christ.
That totally tracks, right? I mean, it's the exact same thing that the Catholic Church is famous for, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, doesn't it track?
It tracks, totally.
It's just...
part of why churches are getting such a bad rap. I mean, you can't cover up child molestation and then expect people to like you.
Yeah.
That's like...
Engage in it and then actively cover it up. And then on top of that, persecute people who speak out against it.
Right.
That is just so ludicrous.
Yeah.
So now she has left the Baptist church. So she's still a Christian.
Right.
And she's still part of the Christian faith, but she's with a little bit more of a progressive church, I think.
Yeah.
But
I think I believe they said Anglican.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which I'm not real familiar with that denomination, but...
I'm not either. But clearly they didn't turn her away, so... At least they're friendly with women, I guess, ?
My understanding was they were much more progressive, but I don't know much about them, so I don't want to speak to that.
The question was posed to her about her stance on LGBTQ, and is she more friendly towards that now? And she deftly dodged the question, which was a big fat hog no in my book.
Yeah, but I'm sure her view has been softened at the very least. Even though it may not have changed, it's been softened.
I hear you.
And not that makes it good.
No, I know. I hear you. It's just that that's not good enough for me.
Right.
And so my sympathy for her only runs so deep.
Sure.
I'm just interested because I was familiar with who this woman was and I attended some of her Bible study curriculum.
Right.
And it just blows my mind that somebody who was so entrenched and so active in quote unquote saving souls and out there, an active fighter for Christ, talking about donning your weaponry and shit like that, like putting on your armor and glory of God. And, this is like the things that she said and they turned on her.
Right.
And that's just so weird to me. And I'm like, whoa, she fell off her pedestal hard.
It's a men's club.
It is a men's club. And it's like she didn't realize that until she was the woman that it happened to.
Right.
That kind of makes me mad at her in a way because I'm like, it's nice because you were like a white rich woman, I guess, who lucked out and you just never thought it would be you.
Right.
And it's why we always say you can't just sympathize from afar and you can't just sympathize for some because it will come for you.
Yeah.
And it did.
Right.
You know? So, okay, that's way off topic here, but it was very relevant, I feel like, to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So, okay, anyway, Psalm 45 Notes.
Yes.
Is a song for the king's marriage. Okay?
Yeah. And then right there, just in that.
Yeah.
The king's marriage.
Yeah.
The woman doesn't even enter into the equation.
It doesn't even matter who she is unless she's bringing money and politics to the table, and then it still doesn't matter who she is.
It doesn't matter who she is. It matters who her parents are.
Yeah, exactly. And how much money is coming.
Right. It
starts out, my heart is inditing a good matter, which I find interesting. The Shoshanim is either a musical instrument shaped like a rose or the tune to which the psalm should be sung. So in the beginning, it said one of those things.
Right.
And I like an instrument shaped like a rose because why not?
I want to see that one.
Me too.
I'm like, what is that?
It's some kind of banjo-y guitar thing that a bard carries.
Okay.
What did the bard play? What was that little banjo-y instrument?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You can picture him going to
yeah. No, I can totally picture the instrument. I just can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things, I imagine, but shaped like a rose.
Right.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I can't imagine.
That doesn't do it for me, but I mean, I don't know what this instrument looks like still.
I don't know about
except
music,
for the rose.
so I don't know enough about music to know how that would change the sound.
Right.
Okay, so this psalm, as we have stated more than once, is a wedding song, and it's written to a king on the day of his marriage to a foreign woman, and is one of the royal psalms. So it's not just that he's getting married to a woman who is a foreigner.
That's why they specifically said that they have to ditch their family and stuff.
Yeah, like let that country go.
Right. Which to me means subjugated, not necessarily married, but whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So she was sold. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is a political prisoner.
Yeah.
Or a pawn at best and a prisoner much more likely.
Right.
So I said this is one of the royal psalms. And the royal psalms, I don't know if you recall, but there are 10 of them that are united by their subject matter of kingship.
Okay.
Specifically, the royal psalms deal with the spiritual role of kings and the worship of Yahweh. Although here in the section that we're in, it's Elohim. These are the Elohistic, I cannot say that word, Elohimistic psalms.
Okay.
Because they do Elohim instead of Yahweh.
Got it.
Aside from that single qualification that it's about a king, there's nothing else that specifically links these 10 psalms.
Okay. All right.
And we've already gone through half of them now. 2, 18, 20, 21, and this one was 45.
Got it.
And then there's 10 left. Or I'm sorry, there's 5 left because 5 plus 5 is 10.
Got it.
72, 101, 110, 132, and 144. Okay. Psalm 45 is the only example of poetry in the Psalms and was composed and sung by a minstrel.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it may refer to the marriage of Solomon with an Egyptian princess.
Oh, an Egyptian princess, huh? Are we talking about what was her name? Queen Sheba?
Sheba. Yeah.
But that was okay.
But we also decided that she was an African princess, I thought.
Well, Egypt is in Africa.
Right.
So that still tracks.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought it was like a different part of Africa than Egypt was. I thought we had decided. I can't remember what area we said.
I don't know.
But that still is like, oh, okay.
Right.
I'm with you. Some posit that the wedding of Jezebel and Ahab was the likely occasion instead.
Okay.
So we don't know.
Sure.
But whatever. Okay. According to classical Jewish sources, Psalm 45 refers to the Jewish Messiah. And of course, that means Christian scholars frequently interpret the psalm as a messianic prophecy. So it's either the Messiah to come for the Jewish people or the Messiah who already came for the Christians.
Got it.
So it's either Jesus or Jewish Jesus.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus was Jewish, but you know what I mean.
Right. The one that's still coming.
Yeah.
At some point, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this psalm may be said as a general prayer for the end of the exile and the coming of the Messiah.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
So that is all for Psalm 45 notes.
Okay.
Let us move on to reading Psalm 46.
Okay.
I'm very excited about this one.
This is the one you're excited about.
This is the one I'm excited about. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
For the director of music of the sons of Korah, according to Alamoth, a song.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. Salah.
Okay.
There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at break of day. Nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice, the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Salah. Come and see the works of the Lord, the desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Salah. I'm going to go ahead into Psalm 47.
Okay. Yeah.
For the director of music of the sons of Korah, a psalm. Clap your hands, all you nations. Shout to God with cries of joy. How awesome is the Lord Most High, the great King over the earth. He subdued nations under us, peoples our feet. He chose our inheritance for us, the pride of Jacob whom he loved. Salah. God has ascended amid shouts of joy, the Lord amid the sounding of trumpets. Sing praises to God, sing praises. Sing praises to our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing to him a psalm of praise. God reigns over the nations. God is seated on his holy throne. The nobles of the nation assemble as the people of the God of Abraham. For the kings of the earth belong to God. He is greatly exalted. Okay. Now let's get into my notes.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Psalm 46.
Yeah.
Notes for Psalm 46.
Okay.
This one is referred to as God is our refuge and strength. It's also referred to as a song of holy confidence and Luther's psalm, as in Martin Luther. Okay. It starts out, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. This psalm may have been composed after David defeated the enemies of ancient Israel from surrounding lands. There is a difference of opinion among Christian scholars as to which river the psalm is referring to in verse 4. Okay? Mm-hmm. The Jordan River is one, but it's most unlikely due to its distance from Jerusalem. Okay? An unnamed river in Jerusalem during the millennial reign of Christ that ran from beneath the temple in Jerusalem eastward to the Dead Sea. Could be that one.
Okay.
Or an unnamed river in Jerusalem after the millennial reign of Christ that flowed from the New Jerusalem. Okay? So,
can I interrupt for just a second, actually?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. You said it was named after Martin Luther.
No, I said that it is often referred to as, not named after.
Okay.
It is referred to as God is our refuge and strength. It is referred to also as a song of holy confidence. And it's also referred to as Luther's psalm because he used it a lot.
That came much later in time, so I just was curious. Okay. Sorry.
Although, how much later? We don't know because I'm going to get into some stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So, this psalm, I already covered that. Sorry. So anyway, we don't know what river they're talking about.
Sure.
But it's probably one that was under the Temple of Jerusalem, either before or after Christ.
Okay.
Verse 10 is further developed in Psalm 47, which is why I read them back to back.
Sure.
And also because 46 ends with Salah, which we take to mean maybe a pause before continuing. Or a moment of silence before continuing.
Sure, yeah.
So, I'm sure you've heard this one. Be still and know that I am God.
Right.
Yeah. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Right?
Uh-huh.
The psalm is recited in Jewish prayers for the end of all wars. And, interestingly enough, this is not the cool bit yet. This is just interesting.
Okay.
President Barack Obama referenced the psalm in several speeches, most notably his Tucson memorial speech and his speech on the 10th anniversary of the September 11 attacks in New York City. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're getting to the really good bit.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. For some decades now, some theorists have suggested that William Shakespeare placed his mark on the translated text of Psalm 46 that appears in the King James Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Although many scholars view this as unlikely, stating that the translations were probably agreed upon by a committee of scholars.
Okay.
I hear that.
Yeah.
However, let me continue.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Shakespeare was in King James's service during the preparation of the King James Bible. And was generally considered to be about 46 years old in 1611 when the translation was completed.
Okay.
There are a few extant examples of Shakespeare's actual signature, as was customary at the time, with spelling being somewhat lax in those pre-standardized days. On at least one occasion, he signed it Shakespeare, Shaks, instead of Shakes, Shakespeare. This is the part where I lost my shit and said, hang on, and had to run and grab this Bible and start counting some words.
Okay.
And the King James Version, the 46th word from the beginning of Psalm 46 is shake. Now, ours says quake instead of shake.
Okay, sure.
But it's there.
Yeah.
And the 46th word from the end, omitting the liturgical mark Salah, so don't count that, is spear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, it's not the 46th word in our interpretation.
Right,
we're using the NIV.
James, right.
But it is the 42nd word in both 42 words from the beginning and 42 words from the end. You will get a shake and a spear, or a quake and a spear.
Right.
I was like, what? Get the fuck out of here. So, I mean, who knows when that shit was written.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's interesting that it might be influenced by Shakespeare.
Yeah. That he at the very least helped pen the translation.
Right.
I was like, hang on a sec. What?
Yeah.
Okay. So that just blew my mind there.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
All
right.
And I mean, with the King James Version having lots more these, thous, and those, I can see how it would have added 4 words onto the end and beginning.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but I like that the NIV still kept it at, okay, we can't quite squeeze it out to 46, but we'll still keep it as close to as possible, and we'll make it the same number on each end.
Right.
42 and 42, which is almost better.
Yeah. I mean, 42.
So, okay. Notes on Psalm 47. God is the King of all earth. And this one starts out, oh, clap your hands, all you people. Just clap your hands. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I had a yawn there just for a second.
You did, and I'm like, where's my reaction? You know that song? Just clap your hands. Loving is what I got.
Oh, yeah. Sublime?
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. I got it.
Just clap your hands.
Sorry, the way you said it did not ring a bell.
Okay. Well, you never, ever get my references.
I got that one, though.
Okay. So anyway, this is a hymn psalm, okay?
Yeah.
This little rinky-dinky Psalm 47. Okay? It's a hymn psalm. A hymn psalm is a song of praise for God's work in creation or in history. And they typically open with a call to praise, describe the motivation for praise, and conclude with a repetition of the call. So, you're awesome. Here's why you're awesome. Yep, you so awesome.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
In Christian scholarship, Psalm 47 is one of 7 enthronement psalms, which is one of the forms of the hymn psalms. Sorry, I lost my place.
Okay.
And enthronement psalms celebrate the crowning and enthronement of Yahweh as king at a festive occasion. Got it. Okay, and that's it.
Okay.
That's all the notes for that boring little rinky-dink edition at the end.
But Shakespeare.
Right? KCY is a little bit excited.
Yeah, no. Definitely.
KCY had to run gasping from my notes and say, hang on a sec, and grab a book and start counting the words.
Right. Although it does not make me happy that Shakespeare might have been involved in one of the worst translations of the Bible ever.
Not his fault if he was in service to King James.
Right. He had to do it or, get his head chopped off or something.
Right? I'm not going to disobey the king. Right?
No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Are you?
He's like, can I do this and you'll pay me and then I'll go back and I'll write my shit?
And he's probably like, no, do this first.
Right.
Also suck my dick because I'm a flaming homo.
Oh, jeez.
He was.
Right.
I'm not saying anything nobody knows. I don't know who forgot to tell the, Christian church as a whole.
Right.
That the Bible copy that they praise with
it's kind of funny that they say his name all the time because
King James.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he was not just gay. He was flaming gay. He was so gay.
The irony there, huh?
It's beyond irony, and it's just ridiculous. And I'm like, how do you hate so much the people among whom is the big leader of them that wrote the book that you praise.
Right.
I don't understand you, and
Yeah.
I never will.
Nope. All right. Well, that was our Psalms episode for today, which was Psalms
45, 46, and 47.
Those are the ones.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be back tomorrow with
Psalms 48, 49, and 50, unless there's something connection that makes me do more or less.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys then.
Yep. Bye. Husband!
Wife!
Do you not remember where we are?
We're in Psalms. I remember we're in Psalms.
We're in Psalms.
We're always in Psalms now.
We live here now.
Yeah.
We live in Psalms.
We do.
Today we are covering Psalms 48, 49, and 50.
All right. You ready to get into this?
I am. There's no Shakespeare. So
no Shakespeare?
That's a letdown.
Damn it. All right. Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, so we're going to do Psalms 48, 49, and 50.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, for people that are keeping up with us, that we recognize that Psalms are not the best.
I mean, Psalms it's repetitious, that's all.
I mean,
praise the Lord, oh Lord.
Yeah. And
save me from this and
they're
that.
They're very evangelical sounding.
Something.
Like, they're stuff that you say in church.
They're fucking whiny.
Yeah.
A bit.
But I just wanted to put it out there that let us not forget our ultimate goal is to be able to say we've read every word of the Bible and then some.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that you know this.
Besides, we got some Shakespeare yesterday.
Yeah, we did. And who knew? I didn't.
Right.
Did you?
No.
See?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it didn't even occur to me that he was around at the same time as King James or that the two knew each other.
I mean, here's the thing. So there's so much here that people know these better than a lot of things in the Bible because they're shorter and they're memorable things to memorize, I guess.
Sure.
So it's lending us. I mean, this is insight. This is what these are the things people remember.
Yeah.
You ask them what their favorite psalm is, everybody's got an answer. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
Most people don't even know all the chapters in the Bible, or not all the. They don't know all the books in the Bible.
Right, but
they'll know a psalm.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I just wanted to put it out there. Let us not forget. We're just trying to get through the Bible.
No,
this is what we're doing.
And what I'm saying is, I think it's important that we know these because this is stuff that people actually read. These are read. These are read by people. These are things people know.
Yeah, and I didn't actually understand what exactly Psalms were before we started this.
Nor did I.
And so when I put out the question, what's your favorite Psalm? I actually asked my parents. My dad sent me a couple of his, and that was cool. We read them already.
Sure.
My mom keeps sending me different verses of various Psalms. So it'll just be like this meme with one verse in it, and she'll say, "This is one of my favorite Psalms." And I'm like, that's a sentence, not a psalm. Like,
it's cherry picking of cherry picking.
Yeah, that's a line from a psalm.
Right.
That's not a psalm.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to get into it with her. She doesn't really know about this little project we're doing over here, so I'm not going to be like, "Excuse me, but actually."
Right.
So I'm not out to correct her, but it does help me understand too that when somebody says that they have a favorite psalm, they might not actually.
Right.
So that's good to know too. So it's just good to keep in mind that we know more than other people. Now.
But we're not completely there yet either.
No. And we still have more to learn.
Definitely.
So I guess I'm just reminding myself as much as our listeners that this is what we're doing and this is why.
Right.
Don't forget. Okay. Psalm 48.
Yes.
A song.
A songa?
A psalm of the sons of Korah.
No,
I had to differentiate it from the word song. Okay? Because this is one of the few that it says it's a song and a psalm.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it. So, they're too close when you say them song and psalm.
Yeah. For the purposes of differentiating the two terms over an audio feature,
right,
I had to say psalm apologies.
Yeah.
Okay, so a song, a psalm of the sons of Korah.
Got it.
Okay. Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise in the city of our God, his holy mountain. It is beautiful in its loftiness, the joy of the whole earth. Like the utmost heights of Zaphon is Mount Zion.
Good old Zaphon.
Zaphod Beeblebrox. The city of the great king. God is in her citadels. He has shown himself to be the fortress.
He's the fortress?
He's her fortress.
Okay.
Sorry. I have my pronouns mixed up. He has shown himself to be her fortress.
Got it.
When the kings joined forces, when they advanced together, they saw her and were astounded. They fled in terror.
Oh, man.
Trembling seized them there, pain like that of a woman in labor. You destroyed them. I don't appreciate when men use...
Right. That's why I was laughing pains. Like they don't fucking know.
Yeah. I'm like, how dare?
Right.
How dare? If you've never gone through labor, and this goes for anybody, man, woman, in between or neither, I don't think that you can use that as a describing term.
Now, I will say this. At least they're acknowledging that women go through a lot of pain for childbirth.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They're only doing it when it's convenient. Otherwise, it's, shut up, you dumb bitch. No, you don't get to fucking do that.
Right.
That's not yours.
Yeah.
You can't have that.
Right.
Sorry. You just can't. Okay, so pain like that of a woman in labor that I've never even had sympathy for or experienced or give a shit about.
Mm-hmm.
You destroyed them like ships of Tarshish.
Sure.
Shattered by an east wind.
Yes.
As we have heard, so we have seen, in the city of the Lord Almighty, in the city of our God, God makes her secure forever. Within your temple, O God, we meditate on your unfailing love. Like your name, O God, your praise reaches to the ends of the earth. Your right hand is filled with righteousness. Mount Zion rejoices. The villages of Judah are glad because of your judgments. Walk about Zion. Go around her. Count her towers. Consider well her ramparts. View her citadels.
Citadels, yeah.
That you may tell of them to the next generation. For this God is our God, forever and ever. He will be our guide, even to the end.
Okay, yeah.
So, let's get into some notes.
Okay.
And I will tell you right up front, I don't have extensive notes for this one.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So, Psalm 48 notes. The beauty and glory of Zion.
Okay.
Starts out, great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. This psalm is a celebration of the security of Zion. And then I was like, the fuck is a Zion anyways? We've kind of briefly touched on this before.
Right.
It's another name for Jerusalem.
Right.
The term Zion came to designate the area of Davidic Jerusalem where the fortress stood, and then also for the entire city of Jerusalem. When Solomon's temple was built on the adjacent Mount Moriah, the meanings of the term Zion were further extended to the additional meanings of the temple itself, the hill upon which the temple stood, the entire city of Jerusalem, the entire biblical land of Israel.
I was going to say, I thought I had remembered them saying it was all of Israel at one point, too.
And also the world to come, which, of course, is the Jewish understanding of the afterlife.
So it's more like it's like the God's perfect place, and so far the world is not that. So it's just these small places on the world.
Yes and no. It's the word that they use to describe this is a literary term called synecdoche. Are you familiar? It's also a place in New York, I think. But are you familiar with that term and what it means?
Not. No.
Okay, so it's when one smaller term is taken to define a larger one. So, like, let me give you several different examples. Okay, so like how in a lot of southern states, Coke can represent either all soft drinks across the board,
right,
or even all drinks, whether they're soft drinks or not.
sure,
Okay, that Coke is a synecdoche of the other beverages.
okay.
So that's one example. Another one would be when we talk about like boots on the ground. That's a word for soldiers. It's a part of the soldier that we have come to. It now represents. Yeah. Right. Another one would be how we say, the Pentagon. And what we mean by that is like the United States Defense, whatever, blah, 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 government.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, or if we say Downing Street, like, okay, that's obviously the UK's, what's it called? Government, yes. So, you know what I mean? Those are all synecdoches. I like to call them as like, basically noun nicknames.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's they took a whole and shortened it to something else. So all these different things are kind of shortened to the nickname, Zion. And it can either mean a small part, just the city, or it can mean like the entire Jewish city, country, cultural, ethnocentric life and belief system. Kind of like the Torah also represents that. The Torah can be either the first 5 books of the Bible, the Pentateuch, or it can mean the law, or it can mean all of Jewish law.
Okay.
You see what I mean? And it just kind of depends which. You can't understand the word alone. You have to understand it in context.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
It's difficult to translate because context is so necessary.
Right. Right.
And that was your grammar lesson for today.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let us move on to the next psalm.
Okay.
Psalm 49.
All right.
For the director of music of the sons of Korah, a psalm.
Okay.
Okay. Hear this, all you peoples. Listen, all who live in this world, both low and high, rich and poor alike. My mouth will speak words of wisdom. Boom. The utterance from my heart will give understanding. I'm about to say some shit and spit some facts that you're going to understand.
Right.
Ready?
Right, yeah.
Go. I will turn my ear to a proverb. We're not in the book of Proverbs. We're in Psalms. With the harp, I will expound my riddle. I thought you were going to be clear, and now we're getting riddles. The fuck? Why should I fear when evil days come, when wicked deceivers surround me, those who trust in their wealth and boast of their great riches? No man can redeem the life of another or give to God a ransom for him. The ransom for a life is costly. No payment is ever enough, that he should live on forever and not see decay. For all can see that wise men die. The foolish and the senseless alike perish and leave their wealth to others. Their tombs will remain their houses forever, their dwellings for endless generations, though they had named lands after themselves. But man, despite his riches, does not endure. He is like the beasts that perish. This is the fate of those who trust in themselves, and of their followers who approve their sayings. Selah. Like sheep, they are destined for the grave, and death will feed on them. The upright will rule over them in the morning. Their forms will decay in the grave, far from their princely mansions. But God will redeem my life from the grave. He will surely take me to himself. Selah. Do not be overawed when a man grows rich, when the splendor of his house increases, for he will take nothing with him when he dies. His splendor will not descend with him. Though while he lived he counted himself blessed, and men praise you when you prosper, he will join the generation of his fathers, who will never see the light of life. A man who has riches without understanding is like the beasts that perish.
It strikes me that a lot of the Psalms that we have read spend an inordinate amount of time trashing rich people and people that have made something of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that they're necessarily good people, but it feels very, I don't know, it's directed at people that people are jealous of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this is not. It's not necessarily that these. I don't know.
It's not a spiritual kindness that they're saying, don't worry, and you'll be okay. They'll be okay. They're saying, I know that you hate those motherfucking rich people, and why shouldn't you?
Right, yeah.
Like, whoa, that's kind of nasty. And that's not what I was saying either.
Right. Well, I mean, it's catering to a lowbrow mentality, you know, like you don't like them, so therefore they're going to get punished, obviously.
Right.
And you should feel good that you're living in squalor because we'll take care of them in the afterlife.
Yeah.
It also keeps people in their place. Like,
yes.
You don't have to worry about those rich people over there. They're going to get theirs. You just stay where you're at and keep being good.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Stay in your motherfucking lane.
Right.
Yeah. Ain't it still that way today?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always kind of felt about religion. It's like, it's just kind of a, what was that pill? Soma?
Yeah.
Let's take for, what was that from?
That's from Brave New World.
Yeah.
Aldous Huxley.
It's the Soma for, biblical times.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Or for now, if you're still religious. So
right. It makes me sad because, like, there is something to be said for, greedy people are going to get theirs. Karma will catch them. Like, there is something that feels good about that statement, but not like I don't like the hate in it. And I don't like it just because, like, I don't hate a rich person for being rich.
Right.
Right. And it feels like they're saying hate a rich person for being rich.
Well, and ultimately, who gets to judge? These are people writing these psalms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they judging? Why do we, like, this should be lightly touched on because God ultimately should, in their world, should be the judge of these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be left up to them.
Right.
Because they're just people, and jealousies and things like that can take hold of you, and you don't have the right to make that judgment.
Yeah,
exactly. No matter what world you live in. I mean, yes, there are some blatant cases in the world sometimes, like Donald Trump,
right?
That we're all like, yeah, that guy's a piece of trash.
But he's a piece of trash because he's a despicable human being.
Right.
The fact that he's rich, like, he would have been a son of a bitch regardless.
Yeah.
The money just made it worse.
Sure.
And I don't know.
But there are people on the right who think that, whatever, Warren Buffett is the most evil person on the planet. And he's not. I mean, I don't know that he's a great person, but I know that he's not what they say he is.
I have reserved feelings. I don't know enough about him to judge him one way or the other.
Well, he's not a fucking vampire that feeds on people's souls.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't eat
I'm just
babies.
saying, like,
okay,
he's
there's
not
that.
the fucking things they say about him.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, look, when I hear rich, white, old man, if I were to find out that person, regardless of anything, if I were to find out that guy flew on the Lolita Express and was friends with Epstein, like, it wouldn't shock me at all.
Right.
So that's what I was getting at. Like, I don't know, maybe he was a fucking pedophile. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a person in my living room,
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not out there munching the hearts out of newborns.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right.
And I'm not trying to insinuate that Warren Buffett was a pedophile. Like, that's not what I meant to insinuate in any way whatsoever. I'm just saying, rich, white, old man. That's all I can say.
Got it. I think we got it.
Okay. Did I go too far there? If you need to cut all that, you may.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, let's get into some notes about Psalm 49 now that we've vented a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Psalm 49 is about the folly of trusting in riches. And it starts out, hear this, all ya people. This psalm is closely connected with the wisdom or religious philosophy of ancient Israel. Okay. In Jewish tradition, Psalm 49 is attributed to the sons of Korah after recognizing their father's greed for wealth as the root of his downfall. Because do you remember they were supposed to not loot the people and he kept some.
Right.
And do you remember all that?
Well, that was not exactly. I remember Korah's rebellion. and he was fighting he was a really rich person. I know that, but he led a rebellion. I thought it was against Moses and Aaron and stuff like that, and then God swallowed them up. And
yeah, but it was also because they were like at war with somebody else too, and they weren't supposed to loot anybody, and dude looted and kept a little bit of it. And
okay,
you're giving me the side eye.
Well, sometimes I question whether you actually know what you're talking about.
Okay,
and I'm not saying you don't. I'm just like, where are you pulling this from? I guess
my memory. I thought.
Okay,
I thought that's what I remembered.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll do a check and then.
No, it's fine. I mean, I just don't recall specifically. So I do remember Korah's rebellion. I remember that, and I remember that he was rich, but I don't remember much else. So
maybe I have him confused with a different guy.
No, I'm not saying you do, but I thought that was
I thought that was my guy Korah.
Got it, and you could be completely right.
Okay,
I just don't know.
We will double check and come back next episode and confirm or deny. So anyway, this psalm aims to teach that the purpose of one's life on earth is to enhance your spiritual development and to prepare for the world to come, the afterlife.
Right.
So I don't mind the whole enhance your spiritual development while you're here. I mean, that kind of is just a difference of semantics in saying be the best you, learn how to be the best person you can be, live your best life.
Sure.
I'm okay with that. But it's and prepare for the world to come. That's the part I take issue with.
Right. Well, and the part that I also take issue with is that you are prepared. If you're working on your spiritual development and there's people fucking you over because they're rich and powerful, and you're only living because of your afterlife, you're not living much of a life.
No. I meant, okay, I'm thinking of like today, not like thousands of years ago. And I'm thinking living my best life doesn't mean being content to be poor. You know what I mean?
Sure.
To me, enhancing my spiritual life might mean taking up art or learning more how to do business with art.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Not just accepting my lot in life and being like, oh, well, I'm supposed to be a poor ass monk.
Right.
That's my duty. I'm poor, so I get to be poor. And I said duty.
They really like people being poor.
Yeah.
But that allows other people to be rich. And I bet that those rich people pay handsomely to the church so that they all get to stay the way they are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And especially they were uneducated, unable to read. And so they read these to them and were like,
sure.
Because God says.
Right.
Yep.
God
says.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on to Psalm 50. Here we go. This is a song of Asaph. Sorry, not a song, a psalm.
Got it. Yeah.
A psalm of Asaph. Yeah, and I took a little bit of notes about him, but whatever. Okay.
Yep.
The mighty one, God, the Lord, speaks and summons the earth from the rising of the sun to the place where it sets. From Zion, perfect in beauty, God shines forth. Our God comes and will not be silent. Yeah, he does. He comes and he will not be silent.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you look confused for a second.
Only because you just...
Because I'm a child and you never expect it.
Right.
A fire devours before him, and around him a tempest rages. He summons the heavens above and the earth that he may judge his people. Gather to me, my consecrated ones, who made a covenant with me by sacrifice, and the heavens proclaim his righteousness, for God himself is judge. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against you. I am God, your God. I do not rebuke you for your sacrifices or your burnt offerings, which are ever before me. I have no need of a bull from your stall or of goats from your pens.
Then why do you want us doing this shit?
We're going to get into this.
Okay.
It's a good question, though.
Okay.
For every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird in the mountains, and the creatures of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine and all that is in it. Okay. Do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Sacrifice thank offerings to God. fulfill your vows to the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you will honor me.
Okay.
You look really confused.
Well, because he's saying, I don't need this shit.
Right. So we're going to get into that, though.
I mean, I'm assuming it's just like a show of how much devotion you have to get rid of these things that you prize or whatever, but...
Not really. No,
okay.
it's not that. But you're right to question.
Okay.
But to the wicked, God says, what right have you to recite my laws or take my covenant on your lips? You hate my instruction and cast my words behind you, not before you. Cast them behind you.
Yeah, God's awfully wordy in this psalm. He's saying a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. When you see a thief, you join with him. You throw in your lot with adulterers. You use your mouth for evil and harness your tongue to deceit. That sounds like that one video of that one lady. You should. Oh yeah. You should maybe put a clip of her here. Insert clip now. Right. Yeah, she's like, your tongue is a weapon or some shit like that. You speak continually against your brother and slander your own mother's son. These things you have done, and I kept silent. You thought I was altogether like you. But I will rebuke you and accuse you to your motherfucking face. Consider this, you who forget God, or I will tear you to pieces with none to rescue. He who sacrifices thank offerings honors me, and he prepares the way so that I may show him the salvation of God. Okay, I gotta say something before we get into notes. Okay. It always strikes me how funny it is that they're like, you should be scared of this thing. And then non-believers are like, I don't believe in it, so I can't be scared. And they're like, but it says on page 3 that you should be. And it's like, but I don't care though. Right. I still don't believe. I can't be scared. And they're like, ooh, but on page 5, you just wait till page 5. And it's like, still don't believe. And they're like, you're gonna burn. And it's like, I'm still not scared though. Right. Like, your or else is not scary to me. Yeah. You know, reading me God's like, be scared of me, you who don't believe in me. And I'm like, I can't be scared of you if I don't believe in you, sweetheart. Right. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Psalm 5 notes. Okay. God is the judge. Okay. Yeah. And it starts out, the mighty God, even the Lord hath spoken. Yeah. Okay. So let's not forget, this was a psalm of Asaph, right? The fuck is an Asaph, right? There are 12 psalms of Asaph, Numbers 50, which we just read, and then also further on in book 3 of Psalms, Numbers 73 through 83. Okay. Okay, so this one stands alone. Got it. There's a question about that. Yeah. Scholars have determined that a psalm's attribution to Asaph could mean that the Psalms were part of a collection from the Asaphites, a name commonly used to identify temple singers. Okay. So, like, it's an attribution. Some singers wrote this. Got it. Maybe. Okay. Or that the Psalms were performed in the style or tradition of the guild bearing Asaph's name. So, either a guy named Asaph had some followers and some singers in his guild had a special style of singing, or it just means singers altogether. Got it. So one of those things. So anyway, there's some singers that are Asaphites. Got it. Okay? Yeah. And so this is for them, from them, of them, whatever. Okay. Asaph is said to either be the author or the transcriber of these psalms. Okay. Okay? Even though we don't know what for sure an Asaph is. Right. Got it. Yes. Okay. He's a guy. Or singer. But. Or singers. Right. And so again, we don't really know for sure. Right. And he may not have said these psalms, but instead probably transcribed the words of David. Got it. Whatever. And I don't believe that either. Yeah. No specific time period is known to be associated with these specific psalms that were attributed to Asaph. Okay. But the record of destruction noted in Psalm 74, which we haven't got to yet, right, may indicate that these psalms came from the post-exilic period. So after they were exiled to Babylon. Okay. So which would be after David. Yes. So people, here's what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, look, lots of people believe that this guy named Asaph either wrote these himself or transcribed them from David. But based on what we know actually of history, it's more likely that some dude, maybe named Asaph, maybe not, wrote these way after they were exiled from Babylon.
Why don't we just say we don't have a fucking clue?
Or why don't we say, despite stupid beliefs, here's what we actually know based on history. That it probably happened after this fucking point. It could not have happened earlier than this.
Right.
We're not saying it happened in XYZ, but it could not possibly have happened prior to XYZ. So those people, they cray.
Got it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Psalm 50 points the listener towards offering thanksgiving and a life of devotion as the correct way of approach to God rather than just burnt offerings alone.
Okay.
So what this was about was not just, why y'all giving me these offerings? I don't need them. That's not what he was saying. He was saying your burnt offerings mean fucking nothing if you're not living the lifestyle you're supposed to be living along with it.
Sure.
So you were on the right track, just wasn't like totally clear.
Got it.
Without these notes.
Okay.
To tell me what it meant.
So you have to have both.
Yes. Yeah.
Live in it and offering it. Acts
alone mean nothing.
Right.
You got to live the lifestyle too.
Okay.
And then when we get into the New Testament, they're going to say acts alone and lifestyle aren't enough. You also have to have the belief of Jesus Christ in your heart as the Lord and Savior who died and died for your sins and was resurrected. Like, you have to have so many different things. Like, there's a laundry list of, you can't just be a good person. You also have to hate the gays, and you also have to throw rocks at witches. All that stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
Some feel that this psalm, which is a type of judicial indictment, was moved to immediately precede Psalm 51, which is a plea for mercy, rather than being with the other 11 Psalms. Remember, I told you that all the other ones are in book 3 and we're still in book 2.
Right.
Because those other 11 Psalms of Asaph, they appear in book 3 of Psalms, number 73 to 83.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, who knows? This psalm is a prophetic imagining of God's judgment on the Israelites. Okay. And this psalm has been variously dated to either the 8th century BC, the time of the prophets Hosea and Micah, which we haven't got to yet, but they were post-exile.
Okay.
Or to a time after the Babylonian activity.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I said activity, but I meant captivity.
Sure.
So, we don't know.
All right.
Sometime during or after.
Some shit happened at some point with some people, and they wrote this maybe at some point.
Sure. Okay. And Asaph was involved or whatever.
And shocker, it's about God.
It's actually God speaking to the people.
Right, yeah.
So somebody wrote this shit down on God's behalf.
Like, that's the most words I've heard from God all Bible. So
right?
far.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
That's a lot of talking he did there.
He did some speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Well, that was our Psalms episode for today, which was 48, 49, and 50.
That is correct.
And tomorrow we are actually, tonight, actually. You should join us on Discord because we'll be doing our live Patreon, our not Patreon. We're doing our live Discord event at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Wait, today's not Tuesday. Oh, when you listen to it. Oh, shit, don't listen to me. Yeah, when you listen to this, it will be Tuesday.
Yes.
And we will be recording the episode for Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay,
and if you're listening to this episode, there is a link to our Discord server in the show notes. So please go check that out. Join us on there, and you get a chance to chat with us, talk with us, whatever.
Make fun of us.
Yeah.
Make fun of the other people and they're leaving comments who are also making fun of us.
We have a fucking blast.
It's really fun, you guys.
So you should stop by, join us 10 p.m. Eastern on Discord. The link's in the show notes.
Yes, please.
Go do it now. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, tonight, I guess, with our live podcast. Tomorrow with the official podcast. And we'll be going over...
We will be going over Psalms 450, 51, 52, 53.
Those are the ones.
Shut up. I have to go. I can't just math.
Got it. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you not remember where we are because we're in Psalms?
We're in Psalms, but we're past the David shit and we're into chorus people.
False.
Wait, what? Oh, that's right. There was that other person.
Sometimes we are in David, though.
Sometimes, okay.
Today we're back in David. But fuck. Asaph was the other guy.
Asaph, yeah, that's the one.
I like to call him Asaph Rocky.
Is that what you like to call him?
You've never heard of Asaph Rocky, have you?
No.
He's a rapper. He's quite famous.
He should know better than bringing up cultural references around me, like, at all.
I don't know a single fucking song that he has done because I don't like country or rap a whole hell of a lot. Like, no disrespect to anybody who does. It's just not my bag. And I like Britney Spears, so I, too, am trash. Like, I'm not bagging on anybody, okay? But A$AP Rocky is a rapper and quite famous. Like, even dumb person me knows the name.
But not dumb person me.
You're even dumber than I am. And you actually like rap some, though.
I mean, I used to.
Yeah.
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 I mean, so I still like, do, I guess. But
you're more like 80s rap.
Yeah. 80s, 90s.
80s, 90s rap.
Right.
That's your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old school.
Wu-Tang. That's some good shit.
Okay, so anyways. Today we're getting into Psalms 51, 52, and 53.
Okay. You ready to do this?
I suppose you've been more than fair.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so we are back and we're going to read Psalm 51 now.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm so ready for this. I'm the readiest I've ever been readied.
I don't believe you, but I'm going to read anyway.
I'm readies, even.
Readies.
Yeah.
Ready, steady, rock,
Go.
rock, steady, Annie. Okay. For the director of music, a psalm of David.
Oh,
I'm sorry to disappoint
we're back
you.
to David.
Yeah. When the prophet Nathan came to him after David had committed adultery with Bathsheba. That's part of the supra text.
God really liked David, and he fucked up a lot.
He was a shit.
Yeah, he was.
He did some good stuff. He was smart, but he was a shit. I guess. He was a shit.
But mostly he killed people and cheated on...
All them guys were shits.
And had, actually he had lots of wives too.
He did. They were all shits.
And he treated Michael like crap.
Yeah, he did.
Whatever their name was. Micah? Mike?
Mikkel.
I don't know, but we called her Michael.
We did. We called her Michael because the main character on Star Trek Discovery is Michael.
Right. And we just thought it was fun.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good. All right. I'm going to read this now.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So this is David.
Yeah, David.
Bathsheba.
Guilt. Nathan.
Guilt. Okay?
Yeah.
Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love, according to your great compassion. Blot out my transgressions. Wash away all my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. Calgon, take me away.
Wait. Hold on. This is after he fucked Bathsheba, right?
Yeah, and got her preggers and...
But is this after he plotted to have her husband killed?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, because it was a long process. Like, at what point did he actually feel this guilt?
Later.
Okay, all right.
You totally blew over my Calgon, take me away.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was pretty good, though, yeah.
I mean, if they get the reference.
Fuck off. I just found out that two of the people that interact with us on Discord, which is where you should be.
Yeah.
They also don't know my Star Wars references.
Yep.
And so I need more of you to get on Discord once a week on Tuesdays to join us in conversation so that I don't feel so lonely.
Yeah.
In all my Star Wars dorkiness.
Right.
Okay. Anyways, continuing.
Yes.
For I know my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. Against you and you only. Sorry, it was you and you only.
Yeah.
And it was hard to read. Have I sinned? Only against you have I sinned.
Right, because...
False, you lying ass. And done what is evil in your sight, so that you are proved right when you speak, and justified when you judge. Surely I was sinful at birth. Sinful from the time my mother conceived me.
Well, there's the original sin, right?
Gross.
Or whatever.
This is bullshit and I hate it. Surely you desire truth in the inner parts. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. Okay.
Okay.
Cleanse me with hyssop, and I will be clean.
Okay.
Okay. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have crushed rejoice. Hide your face from my sins and blot out my iniquity. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me from your presence or take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation and grant me a willing spirit to sustain me.
Okay.
Then I will teach transgressors your ways, and sinners will turn back to you.
Wait, hold on. He requires to be forgiven, and then he'll teach them his ways.
If you will forgive me, then I will go and sing your praises to everybody and lead more people to you. Otherwise,
that sounds like a bullshit deal for God. Because God's like, fuck you. You just fucking do it or I kill you.
Right?
Like, according to...
Because I'm God.
Right.
Because I'm Batman. Save me from blood guilt, O God, the God who saves me, and my tongue will sing of your righteousness. O Lord, open my lips. That's what she said. And my mouth will declare your praise. You do not delight in sacrifice, or I would bring it. You do not take pleasure in burnt offerings. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O God, you will not despise. In your good pleasure, make Zion prosper. Build up the walls of Jerusalem. Then there will be righteous sacrifices, whole burnt offerings to delight you. Then bulls will be offered on your altar.
He's asking a lot of favors from God in order to do the things that God wants them to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's kind of bullshit.
I think that David is bullshit.
Well, yeah.
I can't.
He didn't even kill Goliath, that fucker.
No, I know. Yeah.
That story was all false.
It was all gross and dumb and wrong.
Because it was some other dude later on.
This book is full of lies.
You think?
All right. Psalm 51, notice.
Okay.
Okay. This is a prayer for cleansing. And it starts out, have mercy on me, O God. Okay.
Okay.
It's one of the penitential psalms. And just to remind you, penitential psalms are also referred to as psalms of confession. And they are Psalms 6, 31, 37, 50. So those are the ones we've read. But then also 101, 129, and 142. We're not there yet.
Right, right.
These Psalms are expressive of sorrow for sin. They feel so fucking bad after having sinned.
I mean, I got some of that, but then he's also demanding stuff in that sorrow and sadness or whatever. He is. So it kind of bullshit. There.
It is. This is supposed to have been composed by David as a confession to God after he sinned with Bathsheba.
So this is... again, time frames matter here because after he sinned with Bathsheba, he then also later plotted to have her husband killed. Yeah. So, I mean, at what point in that time frame did you feel bad and confess this? Because if it was right afterwards, then you shouldn't have done the rest of the shit. Yeah. So, and that took a little while. All that stuff took. You had to send him back to the front lines, you know, and then have him killed.
Right.
So,
but even having said all that, David's confession is regarded as a model for repentance in both Judaism and Christianity. Everybody loves this fucking thing, and they're like, "This is how you apologize." And I'm like, "Is it though?"
I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah. If you Google how to properly apologize,
I don't think it follows that model.
It doesn't. But there are actual psychology written rules of what makes a good apology. Right. This does not follow it in any way whatsoever. This is a shitty apology. I'm sorry you feel that way. Get the fuck out of here. Whatever. Okay. So anyway, this is bad and wrong. One midrash, midrash being writings about the Torah, states that one who acknowledges that he has sinned and is fearful and prays to God about it, as David did, will be forgiven. So
unless God chooses to kill you before you do that.
Right. But if you beat him to the punch, so to speak, and you not just say sorry, you have to actually like be afraid and be like acting sorry.
Sure.
And you have to be like praying a lot.
Okay.
And be like, oh God, I have so sinned. Please find it in.
Is this where you have to wear the sackcloth and like get down on you put your head in the dirt and
tear
stuff?
your hair or something. Rend your hair.
Tear your clothes too.
Tear your clothes and rend your hair.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, some refer to this psalm as the sinner's guide, as it shows the sinner how to return to God's grace. Okay. But now we're going to talk about a couple of other things in this one. Okay. This one was a little bit heavy.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, I gasped. See, so excited. Some see parallels between Psalm 51 and the ancient Egyptian ritual called opening of the mouth ceremony.
Okay.
And then I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right.
So I had to go rabbit hole that shit.
Right.
Okay. So the opening of the mouth ceremony was an ancient Egyptian ritual described in certain funerary texts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was believed to give the deceased their fundamental senses to carry out tasks in the afterlife. And various practices were conducted on the corpse, including the use of specific instruments to touch body parts like the mouth and eyes. So it's like when you imagine an Egyptian funeral and they're like stuffing the body and wrapping it and mummifying it and doing all the things and leaving the gold coins and stuff. So it's got all these different things that it can take with it into the afterlife.
Sure.
Like as one imagines an Egyptian funeral, right? Sure. I mean, I'm not crazy here, right?
No, I don't think so.
Is that
last I checked?
How you?
Yes.
Okay. So these customs were often linked also not just with death, but with childbirth, which denoted rebirth and new beginnings. Of course, the dying body, that soul is departing the body and being reborn into a new life, right?
Okay.
So that's why they do these things.
Right.
Right? So, for instance, cutting bloody meat from animals as offerings for the deceased signified the birthing process, which typically involves blood and represents the commencement of a new life.
Okay.
And then additionally, there were like certain tools that they used, which resembled the tail of a fish, and they were originally employed for cutting infants' babies' umbilical cords.
Okay.
Which further emphasized the idea of rebirth. So some of the stuff that they talked about in this thing reminded some scholars of the Egyptian ceremony of that funeral thing.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this psalm was used for centuries as a judicial test of reading ability. And get this is so cool. The practice began as a means by which a defendant who's, he's been accused of a crime, right? Could be as small as you didn't pay your fucking bills. He could claim to be a clergyman. Clergyman. Yeah. And thus was subject only to ecclesiastical courts and was not subject to the power of civil courts.
Okay.
So the passage traditionally used for the literacy test was the first verse of this psalm, Psalm 51.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So an illiterate person who's, going to jail for whatever small, stupid thing that he might have done, or maybe a big thing, but
sure,
could have been something small.
Yeah.
If he memorized this psalm, he could also claim the benefit of clergy. And then, so because of that, Psalm 51 became known as the neck verse, because knowing it could save one's neck by transferring one's case from a secular court where hanging was a likely sentence, because, just hang everybody.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Where, like I said, where hanging was a likely sentence, it would change it from that court to an ecclesiastical court where both the methods of trial and the sentences given were more lenient.
Okay.
For example, they might be given a sentence of, say, just penance.
Sure.
Not even community service.
Right.
Just penance.
Right.
Just say sorry a lot.
Right.
So, that would be one I would memorize too. If
hell yeah.
I was poor and
sure.
I was not a clergyman.
But you might get caught up and not realize that, like, oh, I won't need that, and then you get caught and you haven't memorized it yet. And you're like, fuck.
God damn it. Yeah. So it has been suggested that verse 7, purge me with hyssop.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of looked at me funny, like, the fuck is that?
Right.
It's a kind of herb.
I stopped short of asking you because I think it came up earlier in the Bible at some point.
It might have.
And I think we discussed it before, but I can't really remember. So
it's been suggested that that herb is an early example of the medicinal use of penicillium, which is the initial source of penicillin.
Got it.
So, purge me with hyssop and I shall be clean.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that was about.
Got it.
I just thought, wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a very heavy notes on that psalm.
It was.
But now we are moving on to Psalm 52.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
For the director of music, a maskil of David. A thought, a thing, a song,
something,
a hymn. Who knows? It's
right.
a thing.
It's a
thing of David.
Right.
When Doeg the Edomite had gone to Saul and told him, David has gone to the house of Ahimelech.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Why do you boast of evil, you mighty man? Why do you boast all day long? You who are a disgrace in the eyes of God, your tongue plots destruction. It's like a sharpened razor. You who practice deceit, you love evil rather than good, falsehood rather than speaking the truth. Salah. You love every harmful word, oh, you deceitful tongue. Surely God will bring you down to everlasting ruin. He will snatch you up and tear you from your fucking tent. He will uproot you from the land of the living. Salah.
This is a real friendly fucking psalm.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm reading it like a real snot would.
Yeah.
The righteous will see and fear. They will laugh at him, saying, here now is the man who did not make God his stronghold, but trusted in his great wealth and grew strong by destroying others. But I am like an olive tree flourishing in the house of God. I'm so pretty, oh so pretty. I trust in God's unfailing love forever and ever. I will praise you forever for what you have done. This is so nice. In your name I will hope, for your name is good. I will praise you in the presence of your saints. Boom. How about that?
So, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You suck ass. You're a complete asshole. Man, you suck. You don't praise God. You're going to die. You are scum.
I hope you get poison and sit on a rusty nail.
But I love God.
I'm awesome, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to be my friend? Yeah. So Psalm 52 is about the futility of boastful wickedness. Not just wickedness, but Trumpian boastful wickedness.
Okay, sure.
Right? And it starts out, why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? This psalm is said to have been written when Doeg the Edomite went and told Saul, David has gone to the house of Ahimelech. In this psalm, David criticizes those who use their talents for evil.
Okay.
So David is supposed to have written this, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. It was conditionally classified as an individual psalm of trust, one that demonstrates an expression of trust or confidence in Yahweh's assistance to the petitioner. Okay, so now we're moving on to Psalm 53. Ready?
I am ready.
Okay. For the director of music, according to a maskil of David. There's a lot of H's and L. There's a lot of A's.
A lot of A's.
It's.
Can I see it? I'm just curious. Whoa. Mahalath.
Okay. It's a maskil of David. Okay. You don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, there's like 4 A's in there. Whatever.
There's 3.
There's 3, 4, whatever. Anyways, you want to read?
No, I don't. I mean, I just wanted to see what you were mahalaling about.
It's more fun to say it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. The fool says in his heart, there is no God. I'm a fool. Sign me up.
Me too.
Honey, are you a fool?
I'm a fool.
I'm a fool too. Want to get married?
I need to make a t-shirt that says I'm a fool.
Do you want to marry me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Wait. That did not sound...
We're already married.
It didn't sound enthusiastic. Let's try it again. Hey, I'm a fool. Are you a fool?
Yes, I am.
Would you like to marry me?
Fuck yeah.
Goddamn right you do.
Okay.
Okay. So there's no God, says the fool, right? They are corrupt and their ways are vile. There is no one who does good. Ugh. God looks down from heaven on the sons of men to see if there are any who understand, any who seek God. Everyone is turned away. My goodness. They have together become corrupt. I mean, can you even? There is no one who does good. Not even one.
Those damn people.
Not even one.
Humans.
What?
Jesus.
Not even one?
No help for him.
Oh my. We should just flood the planet and start over.
He tried that, I think.
Right. Will the evildoers never learn? Those who devour my people as men eat bread, and who do not call on God? There they were, overwhelmed with dread, where there was nothing to dread. God scattered the bones of those who attacked you. You put them to shame, for God despised them.
You know, I don't really care what you do with my bones after you kill me.
Right, because here's the thing.
You can scatter them, you can stack them, whatever. I don't give a
Shattered,
shit.
scattered, smothered.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's the thing, okay? Either you're right, in which case my body's only a shell and my soul has gone on to somewhere else.
Sure.
Either hell,
Yeah.
damnation, or heaven, whatever.
Right.
Right? Or I'm right and it's still just a fucking shell. So
Yeah.
either way, science or religion, my body is fucking worthless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that salvation for Israel would come out of Zion. When God restores the fortunes of his people, let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. The end.
Okay.
That's my favorite stuff. Okay. So here are my notes on Psalm 53.
Okay.
The folly and wickedness of men.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It starts out, the fool hath said in his heart, there is no God.
There is
Right?
no God.
There is no
I don't
God.
even say it in my heart. I say it out loud.
I say it in my heart, in my brain. I say it in my toes.
I say it on Twitter.
I say it also on Twitter. No, I don't, because I don't get on Twitter.
I say it on Discord. If y'all join us there, you'd see.
Right? Get on Discord,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. Okay, anyway, this Psalm number 53 is nearly identical to Psalm 14. It's a lament to the destruction of the first temple, 14 was.
Okay.
But that's because 14 uses the covenant name of God, Yahweh, with all the missing letters.
Yeah.
Typical of the Psalms in book 1 of Psalms. Psalms
Okay.
book 1,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Modern interpreters classify this psalm as a lament to the destruction of the second temple. Okay. And this psalm, Psalm 53, uses Elohim, which is typical of the Psalms in book 2, which is where we are, which is Psalms 42 through 72.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another difference between these two Psalms is that there is a reference to a refuge for the poor in Psalm 14, so earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
But that little line is missing from Psalm 53.
Got it.
What's really funny is that somewhere in the New Testament, and I forgot to care, so I didn't write the note down.
Right.
Somebody quotes, like one of those Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Paul, and Mary kind of guys, like one of them people,
Yeah.
quotes either 14 or 53, and because they're fucking identical-ish, we don't know which one they're quoting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Nifty.
like, way to cite your source, dudes.
Right.
So that is the end of those 3 Psalms and my notes on them.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
So that's all we got for tonight. And let's see. We will be back tomorrow with
Psalms 54, 55, and 56.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Yep. Bye. Husband,
Wife.
do you not remember where we are because we're in Psalms?
That's correct.
Okay. So.
I mean, it's so
Psalmy?
psalmy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's psalmish.
Psalms and lots of psalms.
Hymns and poems and meows.
Yeah.
Wait. Meow. Okay. Cat notwithstanding, today we are covering only 2 instead of 3 Psalms.
Oh, okay.
Because the next 5 kind of go together-ish.
Got it. So
Okay.
next one's going to be a big episode after this.
No, next one will be 2, and then the one after that will be 3. Like a part 1 and part 2 of
okay.
a group.
All right.
Okay.
I gotcha.
So
Yeah.
Kind of. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Right. But for today.
Well, before you get into what we're covering today.
Okay.
I do want to say one thing. We have a new subscriber on Patreon.
Oh.
Yeah. Whoa. And their name is Brady L.
Brady L.
So, and we affectionately know them as Brady on Discord.
I wondered. Brady, thank you. You are the best because not only do you support us, you participate on Discord, and it's the most fun. And I cannot believe more people are not on there on Tuesdays.
I mean, I have to say, so I was very weird. I was leery about getting onto Discord, right? But I have really enjoyed our time that we spend on there. We get to like chat with people and
we hang out with fans.
It's great.
Right now, there's 3 that come regularly every Tuesday, and what is it? It's at 10
p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
And they interact with us and joke around with us, and we yak about stuff. Might be what we were just reading, might be just silly things that are happening. Yeah. Whatever.
No, we have a good old time.
Yeah.
For sure.
So highly recommend. But Brady, thank you so much for your interaction and your support. You are so appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. And we love all of our patrons. We love the support. We love that you guys love us. That's such an amazing feeling.
Thank you for loving me.
And if you would like to become a patron, you can do that as well by going to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse. And there's levels starting as low as $2. It's like 7 cents a day.
That's maths.
I mean, yeah.
That's small maths.
It's small maths.
Yeah.
You could find that on the ground, probably.
Yeah, it's less than cup of coffee.
Right.
Jiminy.
And it helps
us. It does help us.
Not you.
Thank you.
I mean, you're $2 poorer. But
oh my gosh. Way to lay it out. We don't want to hurt you. We just want us to do better.
Yeah, that's all. So if you can help us, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Anyway, what are we going over today?
Today we are reading Psalms 54 and 55. So it's going to be a quickie.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get into it.
Okie dokie. All right. Psalm 54.
Psalm 54.
Is so short.
So short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. For the director of music with stringed instruments, a maskil of David. When the Zaphites had gone to Saul and said, "Is not David hiding among us?" Okay. That's a long supra text or whatever the fuck they call those.
When was he hiding among them? I don't recall that. I mean, he was hiding in that cave that one time, and that was kind of among them.
Didn't he pretend to join their little crew?
Did he?
For a bit?
I didn't think he did.
I don't remember.
I could be wrong.
I get all my kings confused with each other, quite honestly. Yeah, so don't even ask me questions. Right. If it isn't written down for me to, in my own notes,
right,
to reference later, I just won't remember it.
True.
Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
Save me, O God, by your name. Vindicate me by your might. Hear my prayer, O God. Listen to the words of my mouth.
Yeah, those are usually where they come from.
Not the words in my brain or my foot.
Or my ass.
Why did that
People talk out their ass,
Why did that make me laugh, though? Oh my gosh. Okay, strangers are attacking me. Ruthless men seek my life. Men without regard for God. Salah.
How do you know? Do you question them before they try to kill you?
Well, they're of quote unquote those people.
Or is it just because they're trying to kill you?
They're trying to kill you because you are of a different God than them.
That's your assumption. But you're in a battle.
Well, they're coming to get you because your gods don't agree with each other.
I guess. All right.
Surely God is my help. The Lord is the one who sustains me. Let evil recoil on those who slander me. In your faithfulness, destroy them. I will sacrifice a free will offering to you. I will praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has delivered me from all my troubles, and my eyes have looked in triumph on my foes.
That's good stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, destroy. Go get him. Kill him. You're such a good God.
Right.
All right. Psalm 54 notes.
Yeah.
A prayer for protection from enemies. Starts out, "Save me, O God, by thy name."
Yeah.
And it's written for one who finds oneself betrayed by a friend and is a prayer against false accusations. Okay? First, there's an appeal for help, followed by a description of the danger that's facing the psalmist, while he at the same time maintains his confidence in God, and he rejoices in the help he's sure he will receive, even making a vow of thanksgiving. So all that happened.
Got it.
And there is nothing further special that
according to Trump, he should be saying this psalm all the time.
Yeah, he should.
So people are, according to him, falsely accusing him of all kinds of shit.
Do you think he knows how to pronounce psalms?
No. He can't even hold a fucking Bible the right way.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That is true. Well, I don't know what to say about that.
Not that there's a wrong way, I guess, if you're holding a Bible, you're holding a Bible. But, I mean, definitely if you're going to go for a photo op, you don't hold it upside down, right?
Yeah, I think.
That's just dumb.
I think if you're like, I'm so godly, look at me holding this Bible.
Right.
That
he tried just a little hard.
Up.
I mean, it was things like that, and when he looked at the sun, like, he's really stupid.
He doesn't even try.
Right.
And what's more is he doesn't even have to try, because stupider people...
Well, it's like they love his stupid,
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, they love my stupid, so I'm going to be more stupid.
And then he tells them straight to their faces, and you're stupid, and they just laugh and cheer.
Right.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
I could never get away with that shit.
But hey, he was arrested yesterday.
Was he?
Yeah. I mean, not like, put in jail, but...
Not put in jail.
They fingercuffed him. No. No. Fingerprinted them and processed them and arraigned them and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
So
how'd it go?
Stuff.
Was there any war or violence or anything?
No, there was like 20 people showed up or something.
To protest?
Yeah, they were expecting 50,000. So,
it was
wow. A little bit underwhelming, know?
Yeah. Were any congressmen or senators or whatever out there leading the march
that
against?
I know of, no.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was very underwhelming from what I heard.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me really fucking happy. All right. Psalm 55.
Yeah.
For the director of music with stringed instruments, a maskil of David.
Okay.
Listen to my prayer, O God. Do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me. My thoughts trouble me, and I am distraught at the voice of the enemy, at the stares of the wicked, for they bring down suffering upon me and revile me in their anger. My heart is in anguish within me. The terrors of death assail me. Fear and trembling have beset me.
It sounds like paranoia. I mean, it does. He's talking about the way they look at him and the way they talk to him. I'm like, that sounds like para-fucking-noia.
Para-fucking-noia.
Yeah.
It sure does. Horror has overwhelmed me. I said, oh, that I had the wings of a dove. I would fly away and be at rest. I would flee far away and stay in the desert. I would hurry to my place of shelter, far from the tempest and storm. Salah. That whole bit sounded like Dorothy's song Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
I was trying to think of the song When the Doves Cry.
When Doves Cry. Yeah, that one. But I think it sounds more like Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Sure.
Yeah. I'd fly away if little birdies can fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I, God?
Right, that's true. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Confuse the wicked, O Lord. Confound their speech. For I see violence and strife in the city. Day and night they prowl about on its walls. Malice and abuse are within it.
Oh my God, this sounds so much like how Republicans talk about Black Lives Matters movements and the protests and shit and the Antifa and
They're
all
coming
that.
to get ya.
Right. Yeah. It's still paranoia.
It is.
Paranoia.
Yeah. Destructive forces are at work in the city. Threats and lies never leave its streets. If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe were raising himself against me, I could hide from him. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship as we walked with the throng at the house of God. Let death take my enemies by surprise.
Man.
Let them go down alive to the grave, for evil finds lodging among them.
He hasn't even said that they're like threatening him, other than like weird looks and voices and shit.
Yeah.
That's just not enough to like wish death on people, in my opinion.
No, me neither. But I call to God, and the Lord saves me. Evening, morning, and noon, I cry out in distress. Jeez. And he hears my voice. He ransoms me unharmed from the battle waged against me, even though many oppose me.
What's that noise over there? Oh, that's just Tom wailing again to God. I don't know.
He's always
over there
crying
crying
to God
about
to
it.
save him.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
God, who is enthroned forever, will hear them and afflict them. Men who never change their ways and have no fear of God. Salah. My companion attacks his friends. He violates his covenant. His speech is smooth as butter. Yet war is in his heart. His words are more soothing than oil, yet they drown swords. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous fall. But you, O God, will bring down the wicked into the pit of corruption. Bloodthirsty and deceitful men will not live out half their days. But as for me, I trust you.
I feel like God is kind of bloodthirsty and deceitful, and he's kind of the thing that he's like, he shouldn't be the one. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but he's kind of an asshole.
Well, he's instilling fear in people and encouraging people to have fear of each other.
Right.
And then they're like, I'm scared. And it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, there's such a parallel here between like the right-wing media of today and how they're instilling fear in people and what's happening because of it. Like the Bible is the same thing. And
the Bible was the earliest form of Fox News.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's crazy.
All right, here's my Psalm 55 notes.
Okay.
A prayer for the destruction of the deceitful starts, give ear to my prayer, O God. This psalm is a lament in which the author grieves because he is surrounded by enemies and one of his closest friends has betrayed him.
Yeah.
Just like the last one. The anonymous author may have been an Israelite living in a foreign city, and the false friend could be another Israelite living there.
That could be.
Could be.
That could be the thing.
Could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who
That's
knows?
as plausible as the next thing.
Right.
I guess.
Sure. It is unclear whether the psalm was written by a single author or not. And some scholars suggest that several verses are fragments by a different author, which were inserted into the text of the original psalm.
I love how we're hypothesizing about who wrote it and everything, and then we're like, but maybe it wasn't just one person.
Right.
So which one are we? I mean, like, does it even matter?
But if you
it was written by some
if you ask a Christian, it was David. You know what I mean?
Well, or it was God. Lots of people think that God wrote the whole fucking Bible.
Well, no, most people believe that God appointed men touched by him.
Right. Which in their eyes is God basically wrote the Bible.
Right.
Like there are people that actually say that, like God wrote the Bible, and you're like, no, man wrote the Bible, and they're like, but they wrote the Bible through God, and it's like, okay,
right,
okay.
So
have you read the fucking thing?
So we can't have a conversation about
this. Yeah,
got it. Okay.
Like we could, but you're not gonna like this conversation because you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're so wrong.
Yeah, That's it. That's
all. Okay. Anyway, that was
Psalm sucks, Bible sucks, Christians suck, Republicans suck.
Right.
Fox
it was a
News
short
sucks.
episode today.
Yep.
So
sorry,
ran out of
lots of stuff.
So that
still
was
sucks.
Psalms chapters
54 and 55.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys. As always, and we will be back tomorrow with.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about Psalm 16, a little bit of a throwback.
Oh.
And then we're going to get into 56 and 57, which is the first two in this group of 5 here.
Got it.
Okay. Got it?
Well, we'll see you guys then.
All right. Bye. Husband!
Wife!
Do you not remember where we are because we're in Psalms?
Well, actually, I know we're in the 50s.
We are in the 50s.
And yesterday I got kind of pissed off because, well, God, actually.
Yeah.
Died, but, in Psalms. It's Psalmy Gaudy bullshit.
Psalmy Gaudy.
Yeah. And then I do remember this from yesterday. Mm-hmm. So today we're starting a series of 5, but we're only doing 2.
2 and a half. Because we're going over a little old one a bit.
Well, okay. But today's Friday? Today's Friday.
Today's Friday.
So we're going to leave everybody on a cliffhanger, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be a weekend cliffhanger.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm happy about that.
Awesome.
If I have to suffer, y'all got to suffer with me.
So what are we going over today?
Okay, so today we are doing a real quick slight review of Psalm 16 because it's one that fits in with this group. And then we are reading Psalms 56 and 57, and we're learning what ties them together.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get into this.
Okie dokie. Okay, so this group has in their header something that refers to them as a miktam.
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 Okay.
Miktam.
Got it.
Okay. And so I was like, the fuck is a miktam?
Yeah, what is a miktam?
So a miktam is a word of unknown meaning found in the headings of Psalms 16 and 56 through 60.
Okay. Yep.
These 6 psalms are associated with King David, and they may have formed one of several smaller collections of psalms.
Okay.
Okay, so they probably were supposed to go together. I don't know why they got separated, but you notice that that's happened a lot in this stupid book.
Well, yeah. I mean, they don't know how to write.
No, it's not that they don't know how to write. It's also, I mean, it's not just that they don't know how to write, because they don't. But it's also that the people that decided to put this together in its final form.
Yeah.
It's like they took all the papers and threw them up in a pile, and however they landed, then they shuffled them together into one deck and were like, here goes some psalms.
That's kind of what I imagine happened, actually.
I really think that that's what happened, because why? Why are these number 16 is nowhere near 56?
Right.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time this has happened.
Right.
So,
I think, you know what? They probably thought God would sort it out for them.
They probably did.
That's why they threw him up in the air.
And then God was like, if you really love me, you'll figure it out. It's like, okay, well, I guess I don't love you because I ain't figuring it out.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Miktam corresponds to the Babylonian Nakamu lid, which is a metal cover for a vessel.
Okay.
But efforts to derive a meaning for the obscure term as used in the Psalms have not been convincing. So we still don't know what the fuck it is, other than in Babylonian, the word means lid.
Okay. All right.
Some scholars suggest that it may mean restricted by the meter or conformed to poetical measure. I mean, I don't really know. Like,
sure.
I don't really get it.
Okay.
In modern Hebrew, the word has come to mean epigram, and numerous collections of Hebrew epigrams have used that word in their titles. And then I was like, hang on, I'm an English major, but what's an epigram again? Because I get it mixed up with like epigraph and effigy and like there's all kinds of stuff. Okay.
Sure.
So an epigram is a pithy saying or remark expressing an idea in a clever and amusing way.
Okay.
It's a short poem, especially a satirical one, having a witty or ingenious ending.
Oh.
So I kind of like that.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, we're trying to write a book, and I want to use the word miktam now, since I like the meaning of epigram.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So okay. Anyways, so the first one was Psalm 16. I'm not going to reread it. I'm just going to remind everybody that Psalm 16 was a goodly heritage that started, "Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust." And it's a psalm of faith, which that's literally what I just said.
Okay.
And the author most likely wrote the psalm in the Persian period, which would have been sometime after 539 BCE.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
So now we're going to get into what we're actually here for, which is Psalm 56.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Psalm 56. For the director of music, to the tune of "A Dove on the Distant Oaks." Or as I like to call it, "A Dove Cries."
You just took what I said yesterday.
I did. But this literally has a dove.
Yeah.
So, how could I not?
Dove.
Well, this one has a better dove.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Of David, a miktam, when the Philistines had seized him in Gath.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Be merciful to me, O God, for men hotly pursue me. All day long they press their attack. My slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. Oh, so more paranoia.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, whose word I praise. In God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? I mean they can cut
do a
you
lot
up.
of things, yeah.
They can chop your shit up. They could steal your eye.
They can do more to you than God can.
Yeah. Yeah. They can do lots of pain stuff to you.
Right, yeah.
They can waterboard you.
Right, yeah.
They can throw you in a prison.
Right.
They can bury you under rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They can smoke you.
You've thought this through very thoroughly.
No, this is off the top of my fucking head.
That's kind of scary.
They can eat you for dinner. I mean, they can do all kinds of shit.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All day long they twist my words. They are always plotting to harm me. They conspire. They lurk. They watch my steps, eager to take my life. On no account let them escape. In your anger, O God, bring down the nations. Here goes some more God.
Like, he's assuming they're plotting against him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, kill them.
The entire nation of them.
All of them.
Yeah. And it's, once again, this one guy telling God how to Elohim.
Right.
Record my lament. List my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this, I will know that God is for me. So you don't really trust God. You're like, do this so that I can then trust you.
Right. Yeah. Only if you do this will I then know.
Right.
And trust.
Right.
But do it, goddammit.
Right. Exactly.
What the fuck?
In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? I am under vows to you, O God. I will present my thank offerings to you, for you have delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life.
It's easy to live through shit and then say God helped you.
Well,
you know?
Here's the thing. I figured out that when they have these, help me, help me, help me, and then at the very end they're like, oh, you've delivered me.
Right.
That's not actually like them going from this is scary in the future happening and whew, I sure made it through that and now I'm glad about that thing in the past being over.
Right.
Like, that's the way it reads, but that's not actually what it means.
Okay.
What it means is, oh, I'm scared of this thing, but I do have trust in you, and I know that you will fix this so that I will be able to say, oh, I'm so glad you got me through that thing that's behind me.
Okay.
Yeah. They skip that part, but that's what I have figured out through.
They have such faith that they're just assuming God will help them.
Yeah. It's their faith. They're showing their faith in God.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So, here's my notes on Psalm 56. Very short.
Okay.
It's a prayer of trust, and it starts, be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. This psalm may be considered representative of anyone hiding from an enemy. The psalm is a prayer for help against enemies, and it is ascribed to royal rights, meaning that it is often said during royal ceremonies.
What?
Because it refers to nations.
Yeah. It's crushing them. Right.
It's our nation crushing, like our king crushing other nations.
I don't like that.
It's bold. It's very bold. Yeah. It's taking what our king does, because, our king is the representative of God on earth, and also the king is the representative of all the people to God, right? Right. I mean, not to me and you, of course, but as seen through these people, right?
Right.
So when they're saying, God, crush those nations, they're saying, God, allow our king, this leader, whom we are here celebrating, and we are here having our little cute ceremony, let him crush the nations in your name.
Okay.
So that we can say, you did this, even though clearly, we were the ones that showed up.
Right.
So, glad I could make that clear for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Psalm 57 for the director of music to the tune of "Do Not Destroy." That sounds like awesome. Oh my God, SNL has a new skit. Not new, I guess it's been for the last year. Okay, but it's the most recent season. Okay, so that's what I mean by new.
Okay.
The most maybe recent last 2 seasons, whatever.
Right.
Called "Do Not Destroy."
Okay.
And it's where they do a recording that's not like live. It's not part of Saturday Night Live's live skit.
Got it.
It's like a pre-recorded thing that may have like, it may take place in the writer's room and often has like unexpected guests in it that you're like, oh, where'd those come from?
Okay.
So that's just funny to me that theirs is called "Do Not Destroy" and then Psalm 57 is "Do Not Destroy."
Right.
So I have no idea if it's related.
It's not. Or well,
it could very well be because they are clever like that, but then it could be entirely nothing. Nothing, because who reads this shit? Nobody. I mean, I assume that nobody on SNL would read.
But they might have been forced to when they were younger.
That is true.
So
see, that's what I'm saying. It could be. I'm not saying it is.
Yeah.
It probably isn't, but it could be.
Sure. Okay,
so anyway, of David, it's a miktam. Okay, when he had fled from Saul into the cave.
Oh, yeah,
the cave.
This is where Saul takes a piss.
I was gonna say, isn't this where David saw him pee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have mercy on me, O God. Have mercy on me, because this dude is pissing. For in you, my soul takes refuge. I will take refuge in the shadow of your wings until the disaster has passed. I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. He sends from heaven and saves me, rebuking those who hotly pursue me. God sends his love and his faithfulness. Salah. I'm in the midst of lions. I lie among ravenous beasts. Men whose teeth are spears and arrows, whose tongues are sharp swords. We've read a lot about people with sharp swords as tongues lately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is all supposed to be poetic, right? So it only makes some sense, I guess.
Nice poesy.
Yeah.
Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. They spread a net for my feet. I was bowed down in distress. They dug a pit in my path, but they have fallen into it themselves. Salah. My heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. I will sing and make music. Awake, my soul. Awake, harp and lyre. I will awaken the motherfucking dawn.
Okay.
I will praise you, O Lord, among the nations. I will sing of you among the peoples. For great is your love, reaching to the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over the earth.
Okay. These are boring ones, kind of.
They are.
Sorry. No. Like, I'm not trying to... It's just, like, there's not really a whole lot to, like...
Look, I'm doing my best here.
No. I mean, I get it.
That's why I've been adding motherfuckers into it.
Right. I was trying to find places to comment, and I'm like, I could make fun of the poetic things they're saying again, but then I've done that before, and I'm like, whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, it's making us be repetitive where it is repetitive, and I resent that.
I mean, I feel like we're reading the same things over and over and over and over again.
Yeah,
it's really repetitive.
God is great. God is good. Help me. Kill them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it.
That's basically it.
Yep. So, Psalm 57 notes. This one was a prayer for rescue from persecutors.
Okay.
And it starts out, be merciful unto me, O God, be merciful unto me.
Yeah. I just have to say real quick, I was really disappointed there was no peeing Saul in this psalm.
I know. Same.
I mean, that I was really hoping that would get covered.
Me too.
But it didn't.
It did not in any way whatsoever. This psalm refers to David when he fled from the face of Saul in the cave, recalling either the cave of Adullam from 1 Samuel verse 22 or the cave in the wilderness of En-Gedi. Remember the En-Gedis?
Yeah.
On the western shore of the Dead Sea, which was just 2 verses later. 1 Samuel verse 24.
I forgot it happened twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which. Yeah, okay.
But
we don't know which one it was.
But
so,
we remember
right.
the P.
We do.
See?
So that was good shit.
We remember the good
It was
stuff.
good pee.
It was good pee.
Yeah.
Not good shit. Good
right.
pee.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for today.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're going to do some rabbit hole for Saturday, but I do know Sunday should be a Patreon.
Yes. We need to figure out what we're doing.
And we will do something.
Yes. We will do something.
We will do something.
And I will try my damnedest not to forget to do the weekly wrap-up.
I know you've been so shit at that.
Sucking at that.
You have been shit. You need to put a reminder in your telephone.
I really do. I should.
You should.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you do that.
I'll do that.
Okay. And then on Monday, we will be back with Psalms 58, 59, and 60.
All right.
For surezies.
For surezies?
Yeah, because that's going to finish up this Miktam bit.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Yep. Well, we'll see you guys then.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.